Hi, I'm Rick Hofling. At United Airlines, we believe that all citizens need to be informed about the important issues that affect their lives and their communities. That's why we're proud to support the Make a Difference programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Virtua, Delta Dental of New Jersey. Everyone deserves a healthy smile. The Russell Berry Foundation. United Water. Making the planet sustainable is the best job on Earth. The Fidelco Group. Fedway Associates. And by United Airlines. Promotional support provided by NJ.com. Small news, big news, true Jersey. And by NJ Biz. All business, all New Jersey.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. We're here at the beautiful campus at Montclair State University. But tonight is not about MSU. It's about the Paterson Habitat for Humanity team. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary. Get this, 30 years, 300 families, over 250 homes they've built in Paterson. Homes that really need to be built for families that are getting a home that they've always wanted. But they have to qualify. How do they qualify? How do you get that home? Who are these families? Who builds these homes for Paterson Habitat for Humanity? They call it the Silk City. We'll find out more about that, but also find out what motivates people to get involved in these builds, as they call them. We'll be talking to not just the volunteers, members of the board of directors, people in the corporate community who get involved, but also we meet one extraordinary woman who is a Habitat homeowner who talks about the first time she opened that door and walked into that home, and it changed her life and the life of her two young daughters. The 30th anniversary of Paterson Habitat for Humanity. An amazing story, check it out. Steve Adubato, I'm here at Montclair State University, but more importantly right now I'd like to introduce Jonathan Reckford, who is the CEO of Habitat for Humanity International. This is the 30th anniversary celebration for Paterson Habitat for Humanity. How exciting is tonight?
It's very exciting. We're here to celebrate hundreds of families, both here in Paterson and around the world, who have been impacted by this community, but more importantly, look forward at all the families that still need a decent place to live.
Yeah, Jonathan was telling me before we got on camera that he got hooked about 10 years ago?
20 almost.
Hold on, been 10 years with the organization, but a volunteer in Orlando.
That's right.
How did that happen? Because 10 years as a volunteer, then you come into the organization. Describe that whole getting hooked.
So, like so many volunteers, I first came out because my company, the Walt Disney Company, sponsored some houses.
So that little company?
That little company sponsored some houses in Orlando. I took my team out, and it turned out to be the most powerful team building experience we'd ever had. Just working alongside a family, in that case, putting siding on a house, and then a number of us got hooked. They call it infectious habititis, so something you never want to recover from. And we kept coming back and volunteering because we were so impressed with both the model and that sense of community, with people coming together to do something that matters.
Talk about Paterson. I mean, there are habitat operations all across the country, frankly, all across the globe.
That's right.
Let's talk about Paterson and how important this habitat operation is.
Well, Paterson Habitat plays such a critical role because this area has actually a low incidence of home ownership. And some of the areas, I was just looking today, in the 4th Ward where Habitat's now aiming its next work, average home ownership rate's about 11% in a community where on our country average, where depending on the city, 60% is more typical, 65%. And what we see is home ownership is actually critical to not just the individual families, but to the community as well.
Let's talk about what it actually means. I mean, the numbers are extraordinary. By the way, real quick on the growth, then we'll talk about the impact on the individual, the growth of Habitat.
So Habitat has grown wonderfully here. In the last 10 years, we've moved from about 25,000 families a year worldwide to over 300,000, which is wonderful news, but we're not winning the race. And here in Paterson, Habitat has done more than half the work in the last 5 years of their 30 years, but they've set some ambitious goals going forward.
But from your experience, what have you seen in terms of the human impact people's lives?
You know, I believe it's really, we talk about a home being the foundation for a decent life for a family, and it really is transformational. And I've talked to so many families around the world, and moving their children from often expensive, dangerous, crowded, unhealthy conditions, and having for the first time that chance to have a foundation. What we know is a child that grows up in a healthy, solid home, they stay healthy, they then do better in school, then they can lift themselves up. And we talk about Habitat as a hand up, not a hand down. And it's really giving the families that chance to lift themselves up.
Finally, a message for everyone watching right now on public television and FiOS as to how they can be helpful to Habitat for Humanity.
Well, we need your help. People, we need donations, we need advocates, we need volunteers. And I would say come out and join us. And what you'll find is so many volunteers around the world have told me that they find they get so much more out of coming out and participating and giving than anything they're able to give. So it will change the lives of others, but it'll change your life as well.
We're here with our good friend Rita Mitchens, who is the Chief Diversity and Corporate Responsibility Officer at ADP. You know, you're the one who told us about this Paterson Habitat for Humanity operation. Tell folks who may not know how special it is.
It's very special to us. We were founded, ADP was founded in Paterson, New Jersey by the Taub brothers and our now former Senator Frank Lautenberg. So we have really dear ties to Paterson. And one of our colleagues, Phil DiZallo, who's actually been leading our corporate challenge for the last almost 14 years, has been really galvanizing all of our ADP associates to come here every year and give back to our community through the builds. And so it's awesome. We have literally left this year alone over 500 associates who came in and helped build a home, and we've built over 50 homes here in Paterson since we've been involved with Paterson for Humanity. So it's wonderful.
What's it feel like, Rita?
The fact that you're having an impact on families that you know deserve a chance for a home like all of us take for granted. I think it's just a really priceless feeling.
Put in perspective the impact here in Paterson. How many people are we talking about?
Well, we've had thousands of associates come through the Paterson Habitat for Humanity builds. As I said, we build.
The build. Describe a build.
A build is basically, we participate in actually building a home from bottom up. So we do everything from, painting to putting up walls to, you name it, putting up roofing. So our associates really participate in that process, and we donate our time as well as, our treasure to that process. And for ADP, it's the impact has been tremendous, not just from an engagement and morale standpoint, but also from an impact in the community. I would tell you that the value of what we've contributed over the last probably 14 years, it's several $1 million.
Well, talk about your CEO and all this, Carlos.
This is near and dear to Carlos's heart. I mean, Carlos is a big believer that as a corporate citizen, we have to be active in our communities and we have to be giving back to those who are less fortunate. And his values are so ingrained in the company, and it really goes back to our founder, Henry Taub. So he's been a wonderful shepherd of those values, and as I said, it permeates really the entire culture of our company.
The impact on individuals. Describe it from what you've seen.
Well, the impact is really best, I would say, demonstrated by the fact that these individuals come back every year. So a lot of our folks, a lot of our associates that come and do the builds, they are repeat builders, and me included. I mean, I've been coming here for 7 years. So, we do this as a, just as I said, so sort of a part of our, culture and part of our, just the respect that we have for what's been built here by this organization, and just the opportunity to, as I said, impact people's lives.
How about the impact on people walk into that home and say, this is my home?
Absolutely. I mean, we have an opportunity to meet many of those homeowners, and that's very special. I mean, that's really special. Like I said, it's really hard to put into words, but that's the reason we keep coming back.
We're here with Wayne Angelbeck, who is retired VP Business Development and Treasurer, Penske Truck Leasing, and also a member of the Board of Directors, Paterson Habitat for Humanity. Why do you love this organization?
Well, I retired in March 2013. Somebody invited me down to build at one of the sites here in Paterson. And I've been trying to do one day a week on the building side since then. And I've enjoyed the work, and it seems that this organization is making a difference.
Describe the build.
Well, the crew we have and the volunteers we collect build everything except we don't do the foundations. We don't do sheetrock, thank goodness.
The professionals do that.
Yes, and they do electricity and plumbing and all the things that need licensed contractors for. But the volunteers will build the frames to the house, raise the walls, put in the flooring. They do everything from the ground up, and it's terrific to watch these houses get built.
You look to your left, you look to your right. Who do you see? What kind of people?
I see people, like me. A lot of the regulars, or what we call them, are retired, and they just like to do the work. And you ask them, well, did you do this as your career? They asked me that, and I said, no, I was 30 years in finance. I said I did some stuff at home, but I never did anything like this, and it just, and that's the way the crews are, and it's just wonderful that how much you learn. And as you move from house to house, they're similar in build, so you can kind of get an idea of what's the next thing that's going to happen. And when the volunteers come, a guy like me that when I started, I was just another volunteer. And then when we started our corporate challenge, which invites a lot of people to come in and support us, and the companies send ADP and Q can send in crews to help, all of a sudden I became a crew leader. I was like...
You're one of the leaders.
I was one of the crew leaders. I said, how'd that happen? It's like, not what you know, it's that you know more than these people. And so you're supposed to lead them into meaningful work and help them do it, and that becomes fun too. And then the last best thing you see is the people that are doing sweat equity. Every homeowner that is applied for a house for Paterson has to do 400 hours of sweat equity, building on either their house or other house. And they include some financial training so they understand what they're getting into. And when you're working next to the person whose house you're building, it's really kind of...
What's that feel like?
It makes me cry. It really is something, to be able to say, so what are you doing here? Well, I'm sweat equity. Well, do you have your house picked out? And they're like, this house,
You're emotional right now thinking about it.
It's a great organization. And then about a year after I started, they asked me to be on the board, and that's, as my crew leader on the building site said, now you can see the frustration on both ends of the spectrum. But these people are hardworking and give their all to the organization.
We're here with the legendary, the great Bucky Pizzarelli. Hey, how you doing, boss?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. Nice to be here.
We are here at the Paterson Habitat for Humanity 30th anniversary celebration. By the way, why is music so important to an event like this?
Well, it keeps everybody together. I've been in the music business since 1943, and I never did anything but play the guitar. I never had a job.
You're still doing pretty well. Hey, I got to ask you something. You know Paterson pretty well, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell me why it's a great city.
Well, it was founded by Alexander Hamilton, and it became the world's greatest silk city. It was called the Silk City of the world.
What was it like back in the day when you were a kid?
Nothing but factories going 24 hours a day. And they had the back race, Alexander Hamilton founded the city, and he diverted a little of that water to supply every silk factory in this town. It was like a moat. Everybody had a moat around it. It was water from the Passaic River.
Amazing. The great Bucky Pizzarelli is 90 years young, and we wish you nothing but the best. Keep playing music. Thank you, Bucky.
Thank you.
Matt Kukin is Vice President of Operations, Kukin Brothers, also a volunteer at Habitat for Humanity in Paterson. Now, you were just telling me before we got the cameras going that they're celebrating in Paterson the 30th anniversary of Habitat for Humanity. Your organization, your company, day one, how? Been involved 30 years.
Sure, we're involved 30 years. Our company is just over...
You weren't involved 30 years ago.
No, sir, I was 5 years old at that time. So
Same here.
As far as my memory goes, I was involved.
But how? Who in the family?
So really what it boils down to is our company is a little over 100 years old. So when my ancestors who came from Holland came here, they sought opportunity. They landed in the city of Paterson in the silk mills, and they got their start here in town. So it's, through the work of my early ancestors that really kind of anchored us a little bit to Paterson. Our company is in the building materials business. It's what we do. Our values, our faith, our belief, our sense of purpose, it's in line with Paterson Habitat and Habitat in general. So 30 years ago when, my father would have been, getting the call to say, hey, we're Paterson Habitat for Humanity, we're looking for some materials, it would have been an easy fit, an easy decision for him at that time, and it remains so today.
What's it like when you're actually working on a build with these terrific volunteers at the Paterson Habitat for Humanity operation?
It's hugely rewarding, very fulfilling. We always bring a lot of our employees down. This year we plan to bring some customers.
Is it hard to get the volunteers?
No, they love it. Ever since we've been doing it, our employees look forward to doing it every year. Gets them out of the office, gets their hands dirty a little bit. Again, it's what we do. It's the business we're in, supplying construction projects. So there's some expertise there, and I like to think that the people at Paterson Habitat, they like when we come because we show up with tools and we kind of know what we're doing.
You have professionals working with volunteers. When you're next to the volunteers, do you actually teach them things that they don't know, or you just keep them away from things that could be a problem?
The project managers that work for Habitat do a real good job of sizing people up quick. Now, Paterson gets a lot of corporate support from bankers to insurance guys, everything, welcome support. When we show up with skills in our bag, so I think they appreciate when we come up. But we can, you size up the expertise. If you know that a guy has a particular skill set with framing walls.
Or a woman.
You get them building walls. If someone else maybe doesn't have the expertise, you have them doing something they're more comfortable with.
But everyone has a role to play in a build.
If you've ever seen a Habitat house go up, you wouldn't have to watch it in time lapse. You could watch it pretty quickly and watch the walls come up. It's impressive. They do a great job.
For you, have you actually seen a homeowner walk into a home?
I've seen homeowners receive their initial mortgage.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's overwhelming. It's really special. It's part of the reason that I think we're so in line with Paterson Habitat, with Habitat in general, is they offer the American dream, right? So they put people in homes, they empower people through home ownership. It's a really special moment.
And we're here with Todd Ulrich, who is Senior Vice President, District Sales Manager, Valley National Bank. Valley National Bank is all in with Habitat for Humanity because?
We're committed to being a partner to work in the area in Paterson to try and make it a better place. And we're committed to providing housing for those who need it and making it a better environment for everyone. It's been a project that the bank's been involved with for about 20 years. So it's something that's we're proud of.
A lot of folks who say, listen, our job is to just worry about the bottom line. You say?
It's more than that because it's all about people as well. Some people need assistance, and the most gratifying part is working with these individuals and being able to see them grow and be able to become homeowners. And that's very important. And it's to be able to work with them on these corporate challenge events is quite exciting.
We're here with the president of the board of directors for Paterson Habitat for Humanity, Jim Quinlan, also insurance broker at David Sales Insurance. How good does it feel to be the head of the board of an organization like this?
Well, it's flattering. I think we have a wonderful team, great management. We have a lot of great volunteers. We have dedicated staff. I'm fortunate to have these people working, all working together for the same effort.
Describe the organization and the impact.
It's not just building homes. I think it's changing neighborhoods. It's impacting families. And so the fact that we've had 300 families that have turned around blocks and turned around neighborhoods.
Describe that. How? How does it, you build a home that wasn't there before? How does it change the neighborhood?
I think when you give somebody the self-confidence, they have worked hard. The nice thing about Habitat, it's not a handout, it's a hand up. So these are people who have demonstrated some great responsibility. They've been fiscally responsible. They're good family people. So we give them the opportunity that they never thought they'd have before. It's a 0% mortgage for 30 years. And so these are people that do not make a lot of money, but they watch their pennies, and we have a very low default rate. So the people to whom we sell the houses stay in these houses, raise their families, and so it begins to, block by block, it makes a difference. We started building 30 years ago in the 1st Ward, and now we're building in the 4th Ward.
Describe for folks watching in the tri-state region what the 1st and the 4th Ward means in Paterson.
The 1st Ward is, I guess, the northern part of Paterson, and the 4th Ward is pretty much in the heart of the city. And so the 4th Ward is an area facing great challenges. And you read about them sometimes in the paper. But we've built about 50 or so houses in the 4th Ward. And sometimes some of the people say, gee, can we move to the 1st Ward, or can we buy a house in the 1st Ward? But we're not really building in the 1st Ward. So that's a more stable area and a more desirable area perhaps. But at the time, that was what the 4th Ward is today. You know, it's a challenging area.
Your colleagues on the board of directors, describe them. What kind of folks are we talking about?
They're selfless people. It is a Christian organization, but you don't have to be Christian, you know. But there are great tenets that I think your faith provides, that you try to carry them out, and you see the good in the families we're visiting. Can't be too judgmental. I mean, because, you know, these are people who, they make perhaps $35,000 a year. They don't have the 401ks. They're not playing in college fund plans. These are just good, hard-working people. And so I think our board is a good mixture of volunteers who have served for a number of years. So they're certainly not doing it for the money. And I don't think they're doing it for the prestige. They're just doing it to make a difference.
You're proud, aren't you?
I am proud. I mean, over the last 10 years, I started out being on the family selection committee. So I would come out and visit your family. So I had the chance to see these people at the very beginning. And so when we had the house dedication, we have these twice a year. So you'd meet these families, and sometimes they'd be in tears. They never thought they could ever be a homeowner. And you see the kids looking up at the mom and dad and saying, like, you know, I have my own bedroom. And they're new.
You saw that?
Yes, yes. It's transformative.
Ronessa Johnson, Habitat homeowner, and now member of the board of directors, Paterson Habitat for Humanity. How proud are you tonight?
I'm very proud, very, very excited and proud.
Because
it's been 30 years. Being a part of Habitat, I've been a part of Habitat for about 10 years. Once I purchased my home, they encouraged me to purchase a business, and then from there, you know, it's just, things have just been great. I always knew I would own a home, but to have a Habitat home and to be able to work and be able to pay your mortgage and not be stressed out and be able to enjoy your family is just such a great blessing.
How did you, well, you said, I always knew I would own a home. How did you know that?
I just, as a little girl, I knew no matter what, I was going to own a home. You know, some people know they're going to be married. Some people know they're going to be moms. I knew I was going to be a homeowner and just make something of myself. So,
describe what it was like to be connected to the Paterson Habitat for Humanity operation and that first home, that home.
Yes, it was a blessing. The process was amazing, and once I received the home, it just opened up so many more doors. Like I always knew I could own a home, but once I actually owned my Habitat home, then I was like, oh, then maybe I can own a business, or oh, maybe I can do so many different things. So it just really encouraged me to want more and to not be afraid to have more. Just like being around all these people today, this is a blessing, and not being ashamed to be able to come out and just enjoy mingling with people and being proud of yourself. So
take me back. You walk in the door the first time, you take the key, you turn the key, you open up the door, it's my home. Go ahead.
I walked through, actually I ran down in the basement. I was like, oh, I have a basement. I came upstairs, I went up to the bedrooms. I just was excited.
You were running room to room.
Yes, I was content. I was very content knowing that, wow, you know, dreams can come true.
So what does it feel like to be on the board?
The board is exciting. The board, I have the opportunity to share my point of view as a homeowner and as a person who lives in the first ward. So
describe the first ward for folks who don't know it.
The first ward is inner city, and
is it tough?
Yes, it's tough. You know, it's tough. It's tough, but there's people who love where they live, and they want to have it clean, and they want to make it more than what society believes it can be. So that's why I wanted to be a part of Habitat, because there are people who are living in apartments and living in homes and struggling, but really want to have a clean environment, have a safe environment, be able to come outside and welcome your neighbors, and just want to live just like anybody else in America lives. So that being a part of Habitat, I feel like I have a piece of that.
Final question. What would you say to all those who are watching right now who may not have that first home or don't have that home and are saying to themselves, I'm inspired by what Renessa is saying, but I don't see it for myself? You say?
I say if you work and you work hard and you're paying rent, why not try to own? If you fill out the application, if you just take the time to see what Habitat is about, you too can be a homeowner. You too can be not only a homeowner, you too could be a business owner, you too could be just a happy person, because I'm very, very happy.
This is the 30th anniversary. Do you believe, this is Barbara Dunn, who is the head of the organization Habitat for Humanity in Paterson. 30 years. How amazing is a night like this for you?
It's wonderful. And what's great is we have some of our founders that are here that have been with us for 30 years and new people. So the world of Habitat continues to expand. Having Jonathan Reckford, our Habitat
head of the international operation.
Right, he's here, gives that whole perspective. As we've built 300 homeowners here in Paterson, we've done an equal amount or more overseas through our modest ties. So, you know, the impact of one small affiliate is just tremendous, and you see the great activity, energy here. It's a wonderful feel-good night, and we're so pleased that is coming off.
You know, Barbara, I just got a chance to talk to Renessa Johnson, right? Yeah, Renessa is just, I mean, she was describing when she walked into that home, she's a Habitat homeowner. What's it like for you to see those homeowners when they walk in? What's it like for you?
You know, it's a place that you know that they're going to be going to every day, and they go out to work, they come home. It's a place they'll have their family holidays and good times, bad times. And to create, you know, their most personal sacred space is a real honor. It's just an honor to be part of this whole housing ministry. It's just unbelievable.
I want to congratulate you for everything you do, you and your team, and on a big night that's going to raise a lot of money for a great cause. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Virtua, Delta Dental of New Jersey, the Russell Berry Foundation, United Water, the Fidelco Group, Fedway Associates, and by United Airlines. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
Hi, I am Dominique Lee. I was recognized in 2015 with the Russ Berry Award for making a difference for helping revitalize our school system in Newark. The award had a significant impact in my life. Help us identify and honor the unsung heroes in your New Jersey community who go unnoticed in their efforts to make a difference in the lives of others. You can nominate someone today for the Russ Berry Award for making a difference. The deadline for nominations is February 19, 2016.